Not Rabbi Schrader anymore. For now. Okay, I'll leave it on. Next, Purim Spiel. It's from our very own Herschel Hartz.
Give me a second if you don't mind. Prepare.
What?
How do I look? Just tell me how I look. I'm not surprised. Ooh, I'm nervous. Did you see that guy last night? That blow? I'm professional. If I say so myself, that's why I get paid the big bucks. Anyway, did I tell you about last night? Hey, honey, did I tell you about last night? No. Herschel, you're on. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're on. President George W. Bush, messenger of God or God Almighty himself. Gross support Benjamin Kahn will only support international sports like soccer and frisbee. I'm going to ask him why he hates America. Another debate in the hetero-pel about Zionism. I'm going to ask those Kofrim why they don't live here already. The Hayalot, distraction from our Torah study, or just another manifestation of our Yetzer Hara. Book burning on campus. I'm going to ask them why they didn't include the Rambam's Mor Nevuchim. These topics and more on Yeshivat Hamivtar today.
No, I just have to ask you one question. Why did they not create humans with a mute button? And now, the man they say would be Mashiach. We're not from the fact that the Baruch Rebbe is still alive and Phil's not here. Herschel Hartz.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you, everyone. First issue for tonight. Of course, I want to mention the opinions expressed in this show are expressly those of my own, the only opinion that matters. In news, after having completed his 7th Masechet in 2 weeks, and effectively having intellectually sparred his counterpart at Yeshiva Academic Party House, Hartz, Zacharia Blau has moved on to bigger and better things. The 70th generation of Rav Blau, Zacharia successfully completed the job that George W. Bush could not complete in Iraq, while nuking Iran and capturing Osama bin Laden. Now loudly proclaimed as the next leader of the United Nations and beloved by women around the globe, his next goal seems much more modest. I just want to play Cedric. In foreign news, the trek from Yeshivat Hamivtar to the center of Efrat has raised problems for Yeshiva Bochrim, who want to avoid exercise at all costs, as evidenced by the fact that no one knows where the gym is. The Australian natives have suggested a rather inventive idea using kangaroos. Couched in the kangaroos, the Yeshiva Bochrim jump and fly across Route 137 and arrive in Efrat in no less than 5 minutes. One Bocher exclaimed, "It's so warm in there like warm apple pie." Of course, some Bochrim have not survived the trek across Route 137, and reckless kangaroos sprawl across a crowded highway to only be hit by driver Shuki Wright. Hayat Devar Fantastic, said Rob Wright. According to a recent survey, the students still consider this the safest way of crossing Route 137, with second being hitching a ride with Iranian President Muhammad Ahmadinejad. One student exclaimed, "It's safe, no problem." But alas, the idea lost steam when the majority of Yeshiva Bochrim Americans realized that they could just purchase a car. Another example of American superiority. Late-breaking news. But now, in my earpiece that's not there, the name of Yeshivat Hamivtar has changed, but the administration at Or Torah Stone wants you to know that its commitment to Torah and mitzvahs are as solid and everlasting as John Kerry's positions on the war in Iraq. The new name of Yeshivat Hamivtar has been hijacked by a $500 donation by Bill, who has sought to change the yeshiva to a more spiritual tone by calling it the Menachem Mendel Schneerson Institute for the Study of Mashiach. In Cheder Opel news, it is discovered that the meat used in the Cheder Opel is actually the same meat used in Israeli prisons. When asked about this controversy, Rav Riskin was unable to attend Shiur on Wednesday night or Thursday night. However, he did respond to his deputy Undersecretary for Internal Affairs once removed, who said that Rav Riskin is currently concentrating on taking over the world with his beautiful good looks and crafty speech techniques. Why does he care about some stupid meat? Some reason that the use of said meat was to allow the yeshiva bochrim to constantly complain about the food, rather than using the time to express their deep hatred of Arabs. Masa update. Director of programming, the guy who actually is running things, Yedidia Raffman, was found threatening reluctant students who were filling out their Masa surveys. If scores on the surveys were found to be high, the yeshiva will receive more money to fund more programs. Some answers included, the food at yeshiva is amazing. The yeshiva provides us with beautiful housing. All obvious lies. But immediately comparisons of Director Rausman were made to the worst of totalitarian rulers like John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, or any Democrat for that matter. Students were seen filling out their surveys with hands shaking, sweating all over like I am right now, in fear of the possible yelling and screaming that they might get from Director Rausman. The very same feeling Rav Blau Level 1 Gemara students have when they learn with Dr. Fishman. Temperature update. Brought to you by Israeli cottage cheese, the only thing in Israel that is sourer and bitterer than its citizens. Del Boca, Florida, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Washington, D.C., 43 degrees Fahrenheit. The base medrash at Yeshivat Hamivtar, 4 degrees Fahrenheit. In late breaking news, I hear it again in the earpiece that is not existent. Yet again, the name of the yeshiva has changed as a result of yet another donation. The name of the Menachem Mendel Schneerson Institute for the Study of Mashiach, formerly known as Yeshivat Hamivtar, has changed again as a result of a larger donation by Kollel students who sought to overturn the yeshiva's image as an unspiritual place. The Shuki and Tuki Love House will be known for its skipping through meadows, hiking and davening in the outreaches of the earth, and discouraging forced Torah learning for closeness to our Avinu B'Shamayim. But of course, the yeshiva would like to remind students, and for Torah, of course, that its commitment to Torah and mitzvot is still as solid and everlasting as John Kerry's position on the war in Iraq. If we were in a professional studio, the lights would go down for this segment, which is entitled In My News. My mother called me 17 times last night. Here is the general breakdown of some of those calls. Hi, Phil, this is your mother. Why did you hang up Monday? Who's gonna marry you? You're a mess. You need to go talk to a psychiatrist with all those problems that you have with your stuffed teddy bear that you still sleep with in yeshiva. In relationship news, again, the lights would turn dark, pitch black. I've not been on many dates lately. I'm very lonely. Now back to real news. I smile, but underneath, deep down inside, I'm very sad. Road Sport Ben Hassan has been credited with his first victory ever in his career as road sport, after having hunted down viciously his first reprisal killing after Shlomo Rabinowitz, I think that's a stereotypical Jewish name, reneged on his pledge to play Frisbee at 6:15 p.m. On trial, Ben Hassan claimed that he was not guilty because the big skull and crossbones on the sign-up sheet was due warning that one who refused to show up would lose his immediate family. 3 feet of snow is no excuse. Run it down, run it down. In politics, hello there. One voter, an Australian was overheard giving mussar to the kids at the Efrat soccer field when they complained that the Yeshivat Hamivtar Sports Club had taken over the field. The children claimed, "We were here first." This liberal replied, "That's what the Arabs say." Masa officials have revoked the scholarship of this young buffer. He now resides on the street, begging for bread daily. Ironically, he fights with the very Arabs he fought for in order to eat every day. Today's amazing event. The Guinness Book of World Records clocks Rav Yitzhak Blau, making 753, you should say for this, Rav Blau, circumnavigations around a stender-like item during his 6-minute speech at Morav on Monday night. The world record officials were absolutely shocked at the speed at which Rav Blau pivoted and spun akin to that of tango dancing. "Dare we say it," exclaimed Tyco toy officials. The Rav Blau action doll filled with its 7-point comments and 23 addendums will be a big hit with the 3 to 5-year-old intellectual market. They hear Rav Blau, a sign of encouragement. Rav Blau's insistence of encouraging class participation has caused a large amount of publicity for Yeshivat Hamivtar. In class, when a student suggests something novel or intelligent, the Rav is famous for commenting, "Put it in your Peirush." As a result of this encouragement, 74 previous students of Rav Blau now have published their own Peirush, some on Kedushin, Shalom, and other on halachas of showering in the morning. When reached for comment, Rav Blau said his insistence upon student participation, surprised him, since I really didn't think that comments that were meant to make students who made the silliest of comments feel smart would actually result in something beyond the classroom. In late-breaking news, again, purity does not exist. Because of the loneliness of yeshiva Purim and general desire on the part of many to start a beautiful Jewish family, Rav Riskin has reformulated the purpose of yeshiva by renaming yeshiva once again. The hope on the part of Talmidim is that with this name, they will be able to learn some dating skills and increase population growth percentages so as to assure a future Jewish democratic state. Yeshiva student Shlomo Rabinowitz declared, "Now my mother will be really happy to hear that I have yet another woman in my life to boss me around." The Shuki and Tuki Love House, formerly known as the Menachem Mendel Schneerson Institute for the Study of Mashiach, which was formerly known as Yeshivat Hamivtar, will now be called the Esther Malka International House of Shidduch Dating. But of course, Oratory Stone would like to remind everyone and the students at Yeshivat Hamivtar that its commitment to Torah and mitzvahs are still as solid and everlasting as John Kerry's position on the war in Iraq. Culture. The dancing during the month of Adar has become a new wild addition to the Yeshivat Hamivtar lineup. Such spirit has never been seen before in such a capacity. The last record number of people dancing involved 2 random Breslevers, only to be outdone this year by 2 random Breslevers, Herschel and Phil. Internet news. Yeshiva Buffering without cell phones use many methods to contact home. One is the internet, another is the slow boat to China. Either way, student complaints of a slow internet service were not received by Oratory Stone due to poor internet connection. In breaking news, the yeshiva will be changing its name once again. The yeshiva will be named after a brave, strong, and beautiful war hero whom everyone loves. But of course, the yeshiva would like to remind its students, and Oratory Stone, of course, that its commitments to Torah and mitzvahs are still as solid and everlasting as John Kerry's positions on the war in Iraq. The Esther Malka International House of Shidduch Dating, formerly known as the Shuki and Tuki Love House, which was formerly known as the Menachem Mendel Schneerson Institute for the Study of Mashiach, which was once called Yeshivat Hamivtar, will now be called Ravender. Signing off, in freedom, God bless America, Herschel Simon Hartz.